All right, so hey everybody, Shane here, daily-astrocat.com. Today's Monday. Okay, so it's Monday, the 4th of May. So you know what that is, right? All the geeks come out and say, "May the 4th be with you." Okay, so, yeah, okay. So anyway, if you're one of those people, then by all means do that, okay? In other words, otherwise, let's have some fun with some astrology, okay? We're going to the stars in a different way, right? We're not this pew-pew stuff either. All right, so the moon is void of course at 6:43 in the morning. Now, this is a little different, right? Because Sagittarius is Jupiter ruled, the void of course moon doesn't really have the same effect that it has in some of the other signs, right? The Jupiter signs and the sign that the moon is in her domicile in Cancer and where she's exalted in Taurus are all good for a void of course moon. So let's think about this, all right? So we've got, and Pisces as well, because Pisces is a Jupiter sign. So the moon gets along well with Jupiter. All right. So it's a new week, and creative energy for today is going to be off the charts. The Mars is trine with the moon. Okay, if you can feel it, do it, okay? Mars is also square Jupiter, so the challenge is to find a way to push the envelope beyond the safe zone, right? Because if we're about security where Jupiter is exalted in Cancer, guess what? We're going to be trying to move forward and push. We're pushing, right? I've been pushing all day. Okay, creatively, it's been fantastic, okay? Even started yesterday on Sunday. But now, got to translate this to the work week, so we're going to bring some creativity to our work as well. So, think about this. Chances taken regarding creativity, learning, and romance are highly advised, okay? Romance, really, Shane? Yes, and this is going to last from today all the way until tomorrow afternoon. So you got a chance to really get things rolling here, right? Whether you're working on projects or whether you're doing something else, right? Okay, so the moon opposing Venus and Uranus is ready to flow along as those two planets flip the Monday morning script, right? It's just going to flip it. Whatever you're planning on doing, it changes, right? Just let's see how far we can push this energy. And today's keyword is envelope, as in pushing the envelope. And the color is blue bolts, as in blue bolts from heaven. Yes, envelope and blue bolts. Blue bolts. So undeterred, the Taurus season happily winds along the back roads as the flashier planets kick up a cloud of dust as they race around, right? Yep, we're going steady, but everything else around us is going. Okay, so now, Mercury may be in Taurus, but remember, Venus-ruled Taurus is very creative and practical. Okay, so maybe some of these ideas can actually be expressed. Or maybe I'm going to be able to debug the stuff I'm working on. We'll see. All right, did some coding adventures. I'm not going to bore you with it, but I got my website to look kind of like what I really wanted to look like. But it's just not translating right because there's something wrong that's not going from where I'm building it from and translating to when it actually displays on the web. And so that is something that I need to that I'm looking forward to trying to crack and solve. All right, so look, now, remember that art is entering a new and exciting phase. So not just my website, right? Because, believe me, the difference between content and actually doing the technical work behind it is huge. It's a gulf. It's a vast chasm, right? And it's not not conducive to one to the other, right? It's like different sides of the brain, different hemispheres. Got to try to stay in the flow, though. So staying in the flow and doing it is a totally different thing. It's not easy, and I don't recommend it for everybody. But you know what? Let's just start moving the needle towards that new direction, okay? I'm ready for an exciting period of change. I want to change this website. I want to be able to do more with it. So that way, all of you can actually utilize it for learning opportunities to further your knowledge of astrology and your appreciation and enjoyment of what I do here at daily-astrocat.com. If you want more, that's going to be a place where you're going to be able to go and get more of it, right? Now, we're going to freshen up the look. And that's what we're doing with everything. That's what you're doing, okay? It's not just, this isn't about me. I just brought that stuff in there to tell you how I am moving with this flow. Now, the moon in Sagittarius is characterized by a bright and expansive energy that fills our spirit with hope, optimism, and expectation. This lunar passage encourages exploration and pushing beyond your safe zone. That's that envelope, right? And providing a high level of creative and idea energy, quotation marks there, right? For new pursuits and learning. Since it is a mutable fire sign, caution can be advised as this energy can be easily scattered and fickle. Taurus, Sun in Taurus, Moon, Sagittarius. Not going to play really well together. However, the moon has an aspect with Saturn. So that aspect with Saturn helps us stay grounded and as overcoming some of that stuff that we need to overcome, like stay focused and make sure that we surmount whatever obstacles we throw in front of ourselves. Find a way. Now, let's talk about this idea energy, right? That's right. Mars-Jupiter square is the key to us pushing forward beyond our normally accepted boundaries and expanding outward, okay? That is until we come up against Saturn. Now, a practical challenge has to be met. Boy, does it ever. And it has everything to do with time constraints and a realistic timeline. Venus trine with Jupiter. Venus is trine with Jupiter. So this is going to make pushing that envelope a little bit more urgent, right? Because we want what's on the other side of it. We want to realize what's there, tap into that abundance. So that is kind of like what we got going on today. Now, in 1780, the American Academy of Arts and Sciences was founded in Boston, of all places, with James Bowdoin, John Adams, and Sam Adams as founding members. Probably had some pretty good beer at those meetings too, right? All right. And our birth is in 1655. It's Bartolomeo Cristofori, and he is an Italian instrument maker who is considered the inventor of the piano, right? Yes, the pianoforte. And he did that right around 1700, and he was born in Padua in the Republic of Venice, and he in 1655 on this date, and he died in 1731, and that's all we have for you. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for coming by. If you get a chance, go check out that website. It's not quite what I want, but you can actually listen to the long form there, and you can just, let me know. Drop a note, okay? I mean, it's kind of not exactly what I want, but, if you like the pictures, just let me know. If you don't like the pictures, let me know. All right? I do like to hear from everybody. We've had some very interesting things back and forth. It's been kind of cool, right? That Kentucky Derby thing was just like crazy. And Eve, thank you so much for reaching out on that, because that was kind of cool. That's kind of exactly what I had in mind. And I didn't really look into it, but boy, if I did, I would have been like, you know what? I'm putting my money on the woman. Easy to say when she wins, right? Didn't look good for the first part of the race, but it's all over social media, and her reaction is precious. And I'm very happy for everybody involved that was involved with that, because it's kind of a cool thing, right? So let's recap, shall we? The keyword is envelope, and the color is blue bolts. So put your best ideas forward, and let's go, right? Today's a 7. Happy astrocatting.